So welcome back everyone, and today we're going to cover the LED. We're going to talk about light emitting diodes. We're going to talk about magnetism, electricity, a lot of different things today. I'm going to show you how you can make these limelights and these limestones using these catalysts. We're going to talk about rocks and how you can get an endless amount of power from these rocks. Think about it. See, there's energy locked up in everything on this planet. And you got to be able to know how to get it out. That's the secret. We're going to talk about the photon energy today. We're going to talk about power, oxyhydrogen gas, and why this gas is so important and why you can do so many different things with it. I mean, this gas alone will not set these sheeple free. You're going to need to have a separation system. You're going to have to be able to make pure oxygen and pure hydrogen and separate it. See, it's mixed together when it's HHO. Remember that. So we're going to cover a lot in these different videos. And look at the advancements in LED technology over the years. I mean, just look at some of this stuff. So they make many different types of LEDs, many different lanterns. I'm going to show you a little bit more about how this works and why they're so important. So the technology's come a long way. A lot of these things have solar panels on them now. Think about that. So I'm going to cover a little bit more about light technology today. Talk about LEDs. Now I use LEDs in a lot of my reactors. I have underwater LEDs. So you're not going to get to Mars using conventional light bulbs, you know, them things just generate a bunch of heat and give off some light. LEDs are the way to go. You don't have to put them inside everything, you know, I only use them where I need them. To illuminate certain things. Some reactor cores, there's no need for a light inside some of these. They're very simple. You know, I have LEDs on my power supplies too. Think about that. So we're going to cover more. We're just going to keep talking about this stuff. I'm going to slap together as many videos as I can. We're going to talk about the megalithic cultures of the past and how they use Stone Age technology to travel into space and do all these other things, to travel through time. A lot of people don't think about this. See, we're stuck on these non-renewables. No, these guys. And look, they've dropped the ball again. I mean, it gets worse every day. Think about it. They've basically failed. You know, they took us out in the middle of nowhere to get this energy, and now they've run out of it. They're basically out of oil. They don't have a single gallon to sell these sheeple. Think about it. No, they're claiming they got no energy now. After all the stuff they put us through, after the pollution of the land, air, and the sea, and now they're out of gas. I mean, the irony of all this. That's alright, I'm giving every one of these sheeple a free bottle of snake urine. That's right, endless power. For the ones that will take it. You know, we're going to talk about the electron today. We're going to talk about that and how you can power your entire home using LEDs and very low power. So LEDs have very little resistance. And here's another famous fact about LEDs. They're both light emitters and they detect light. Think about that. So these things are solar panels. Each and every one of them, you can use them to make electrical power just as they put out electrical power. And if anything, these non-renewable energy companies, they've put these sheeple in jeopardy.
Jeopardy! contestants are a business intelligence consultant from Casca, Minnesota, Connie Arnitz. A high school dean of students from Kansas City, Missouri, Cecilia Cuevas. And our returning champion, a customer service representative from Austin, Texas, Carlos Ross, whose two-day cash winnings total $64,601. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
So the game continues. The game continues, you know. We're going to keep going on. We're going to play the game. We'll play the game, you know. So here we have an LED hooked up to my voltage meter. Okay. You see, I can show you that this thing's just collecting energy, just sitting there. Look, I put my hand over it and it goes to 0. Take my hand off and see? I'll take another LED and run it. Watch this. You see, so these LEDs work like solar panels. They work both ways. A lot of people don't know that. You get to the photon energy doing this. Using photon energy to make electrons. LEDs are very powerful. Let me show you a little more here. They're basically big photodiodes with an exceptionally large area to collect the electricity. So there's many ways to use LEDs, photodiodes, solar panels. Think about that. So you have all these LEDs laying around, and they're just solar panels. So I'm just going to keep putting these videos together, as many as I can, to help you guys. So I'm working on motors here. Look, I got a bunch of different motors. I got some, these are some high-powered vacuum motors I got right out of the garbage. See? All these people keep throwing this gold out. This is just treasure. No, look at it. Look at it. You can see the brushes in there. Endless amounts of power. And think about it, we use the light electricity to use the photoelectric effect to tell us information. You know, you can transport information using light.
800 for profit?
When Quartz went after his Standard Oil of Ohio, he just created the gargantuan Standard Oil of New Jersey. Charbel.
Who's Rockefeller?
John D. Yeah.
Profit, 1,200.
Answer. Daily Double. You're still in the lead.
Alex, let's make it a true daily double.
Whoa, all right. Here is the clue. Around 1920, he turned a $30 investment into a get-rich-quick scheme that defrauded folks out of $15 million.
Who's Ponzi?
Carlo Ponzi, yes. 21,200 for you.
So the game continues as the ball keeps spinning, you know. Think about it, we got to keep moving forward. This is the end of the non-renewable energy. I'm going to talk more about the LED here. And never put all your eggs in one basket. Think about that. Never count your chickens before they're hatched. That's why I'm showing you this, because it pays to know this technology. I'm going to talk about the visible spectrum here. I'm going to talk about UV radiation. I'm going to talk about electrolysis. There's just so much. So the LEDs are important. Think about that. It's both a solar panel and it's a light emitting source. And it doesn't take much electrical power to do this. See? And the idea would be to have a separation system in the future. That would be the only way to be truly set free, because then you wouldn't need much electrical power. See, that's the trick with that, using the solar panels. You just sit back and relax while the energy just comes in. You don't have to do anything. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the visible spectrum here. It's right here on my electromagnetic radiation spectrum poster. See, and there's some secrets about light. See, scientists, they don't know everything about light. See, it's both a wave and a particle. So a lot of scientists, they get uncomfortable, you know. They don't like to hear that. It's like telling somebody that something could be in two places at the same time. So we're just going to keep covering this stuff. We're going to study the light and see the UV radiation that I'm going to show you over here in a second. It's 400 nanometers. See, there's the visible spectrum, and look how small that is. I mean, that's the only thing you can see. You're like a blind mole in the universe. You can't see anything. You're completely blind. You only see in this one little spectrum right there. And all this other stuff is completely invisible to human senses. So you can't see none of this stuff. And I think the secret to time travel, see, I don't know how it works yet. I'm working on it. But it has something about to do with the light being able to be in two places at once. It's both a wave and a particle. So we'll get into that later. Let me show you this. So you can see this LED right here, and it's not doing anything. And the voltage, I'm going to show you coming in here. So everything's connected. If you want it to come on, I'm going to shine this UV LED on there. See, UVs come in many different types. See, if I shine the UV light on there, it comes on. It's putting out a large amount of power. So it wouldn't matter how bright a white light I shined on this, it wouldn't matter. But with the UV light, see, it detects it. See, a lot of people don't think about that. When they see one of these LED lamps, they don't think of it as a diode, you know? But that's what these are. LEDs are light-emitting diodes. A little more about it, how it functions. Like I said, I'm just going to be adding together a bunch of short videos for you. See, a lot of people have never seen an LED up close. There's one. Whatever you do, don't store your dry chemicals under the sink, or you'll end up with a giant block of sodium carbonate that looks like this. Well, it depends on what wavelength you have and what frequency it's at.